This is an example of a minimal sketch where I just focus on this area and I leave the rest blank or unfinished. This is useful when I don't have that much time to draw, and also if I don't want to bother myself with drawing so much detail. So this is how I would draw a complex scene in a minimal way. So this scene is slightly complicated than many things. I'm not going to draw a border. I can start anywhere. And I'm just going to combine shapes like how I normally do, at least combining 2 or 3 items together at one go. It goes into the shadows, so I can't really see, so I'll just stop the shape. I don't have to do a complete closed off shape. Wait, what's this? Oops. It looks like the head actually is supposed to come here. Oh well, okay, I'll just extend the head there. I'm holding my pen further back and that helps me to relax. And then let's just group this shape together. Actually, this part is bigger. Oh well, more and more mistakes. It's easy to get stressed when there are more and more mistakes piling up. But sometimes you just roll with it and see what happens, because sometimes it turns out better than you think. See how I combine the hand with the drawing tool? Yep, I closed off the shape, but then I went back to the big shape. Okay, it goes into the shadow, so I stop. I'm just gonna finish this plant here. There's so many small details, so I'm just using dotted lines. So I've got the big shapes here, and the main thing about this exercise is to just fill in the details within this area and leave this outer area more unfinished. See this little white area as a shape, and all these little ones, I'm just going to see them as light colored shapes and not even closing off the shape. Okay, so let's just get this light defined here. My eyes are always looking at the photo. I'm always comparing, my head is moving back and forth all the time. I'm trying not to look at my drawing as I'm drawing. Okay, so you can see that I added the details here. I'm thinking of it as like a radius, this area of detail I wanted to enhance, so I'm just going to add in a bit more detail because it's still within this area. And now how much of this do I want to capture is up to me, I guess. Plant is a bit too low. Could have drawn it a bit further up, but oh well, I've drawn it already. Okay, so I don't need to fill in so much detail there because it's not important. And I'm gonna leave this pretty much unfinished, though I'm tempted to add in more window parts. If I do, I can add in the window parts, but really lightly. Okay, so the next stage is to add blacks into this area. And adding blacks is so that when blacks touch the white, it increases the contrast in this area. Or when black meets a lighter color. If you have a black ink brush, that will help, or I have a big black marker, and that fills in black a lot quicker. Okay, I don't want to go too far out because I want to keep the contrast all within this area. Well, I'm afraid to color her arm too black, though technically it is black, so I mean, it's dark enough to be considered black, so I would have to be daring, and let's just get that shape there. Oops, oh no, some felt got deposited on my drawing. So sometimes I have to just be honest and trust my eyes. Any other parts that could be black? As I go further and further, I want to be very miserly with the blacks. Like this part could be black, but I'm not going to touch that. Small areas of black maybe, but as you can see, it draws your attention there very quickly. So I don't want to do that. I want to keep the attention around here. And let's just add this. This part is black, but I'm not going to color it black. As you can see now, the main focus is on this area, and that would be a complete drawing. However, if you want to add just some minimal colors, just using a water brush and some watercolor, I could, hopefully I don't ruin it now. The red goes here, make sure there's a brighter spot there. Keeping the colors just around this area. To have some test paper to test it first if you're afraid of putting the wrong color. Oh, I just treat all colors as mid-tone. That means if you translate them to black and white, they would be just a gray. So other than black and white, I treat all colors as a mid-tone. Adding some blue to it to cool down the color. Noticing there's a sliver of highlight there. And there's a shadow on the back of her. It's not very red, it's kind of a muddy color, so I'm not a master in watercolor, but I'm still learning. There's a shadow here, which I'm going to keep it really light, although it's darker, because anything that's further away from my center of focus, I want to have less contrast. And this part here, there. Alright, I should stop while it still looks okay. If I want, I could expand it some more, but I would just do it really light. I'm just comparing it to the picture. Don't overdo it. Okay, like for example, if I want to fill in some green, make it really faded so that it does not call too much attention. This is a picture of my daughter painting when she was really young. And this is a setup we set up for her in a corner of the house so that she could have access to drawing tools anytime she wants. And I think that encouraged her to draw more. I'm gonna add some text here. Adding some text does two things. It adds more context and story to this picture. And because it's black lines against white paper, it's also high contrast in small amounts, and it changes the balance of the composition. For example, if the drawing is too heavy in one part, adding the text here shifts the balance a bit more to this side. And so I think this makes it a bit more balanced in my eyes. So that's it. I'll stop here, I think. If you thought that my scene was too complicated just now, and you want to practice on something simpler, you could draw from this scene, which I drew on location the other day. Hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching.